Okay, so today we're diving into something, well, it's pretty unique.
It really is, yeah.
We got an excerpt sent in, and honestly, I think the title alone's enough to get anyone interested.
Yeah.
Soliloquy 19, Periodic Table of Friendship.
Catchy, right.
From Akiroro Donkey Chronicles by E.B. Como.
Now that's an author who's not afraid to think outside the box.
Not at all. So that's what we're doing today, a deep dive into Como's take on friendship, how we build them, how we make sense of them, all that good stuff.
The stuff that really matters, honestly, and Como goes deep, like applying a whole scientific framework to it.
Right. I mean, when I first saw that, comparing friendships to like a filing cabinet, I was like, huh. But the more I thought about it,
It clicks.
it does, because you wouldn't just jam everything into a filing cabinet all willy-nilly, would you?
Chaos, no way. You'd have a system, right? Each file, each friendship has its own spot, its own purpose. That's what Como's getting at.
And like different categories even.
Oh, absolutely. Bosom friends, those ride or die folks you share everything with. Dependable friends, always got your back. And then casual friends, the ones who bring the fun, keep things light.
Makes you realize expecting a casual friend to be there for you like a bosom friend during a rough patch, that's setting yourself up for trouble.
100%. And that's where Como's idea of giving without expecting anything back comes in. Benevolence, as they call it.
Okay, so not like letting people walk all over you.
Right. No. It's more about an open hand, a willingness to be there for someone without keeping score, which brings us to avoiding exploitation.
Because if it's all one-sided, resentment's going to build up.
You got it. It's about that balance, giving and receiving, but not feeling like you're making a business deal,
Totally. And then Como throws out this other curveball, like, forget this best friend nonsense.
I love that part. It's like saying you have a best sibling. Each relationship's unique.
Exactly. So it's more about acknowledging different levels of closeness, different kinds of trust.
Like that periodic table analogy, some bonds are stronger than others. Covalent bonds, super tight, built to last. Think of those lifelong friends, through thick and thin. Then you have the ionic bonds, important in their own way, maybe less intense. Your work buddies, your hobby pals,
So is Como saying it's okay to have all those different types of friendships, each with its own kind of bond?
That's what it seems like to me, yeah. It's not about limiting yourself. It's about understanding what each relationship brings to the table. Like Como says, a dog is a man's best friend. But does the dog feel the same way? Probably not the same level, right? Not all friendships are equal in terms of what you get out of them.
Oh, tell me about it. I've had those friendships where I'm putting in way more effort than the other person.
It happens. It's why Como emphasizes that friendships are a choice. We choose to be in them, and they got to be based on equality, treating each other as equals. They even have this motto, use things, love people.
Oh, okay, that one's deep.
Right. It makes you think, am I treating my friends like actual people, or am I treating them like, projects?
Oof, I think we've all been guilty of that at some point.
Probably.
Yeah.
But recognizing it is a good first step, right? And Como gives some practical tips for how to, strengthen those bonds. Stuff like just saying thank you, telling your friends what you appreciate about them.
The little things.
They go a long way.
Okay, but I got to know more about this periodic table of friendships thing. That's what I think a lot of listeners are going to latch onto.
It's pretty cool, right? Imagine it like literally laid out in front of you. Your friends, the elements, and the types of bonds you have. Some, like those strong, covalent ones, those your rock-solid connections, the ones you can count on. Then you have the ionic ones, still important, but maybe more specific to a certain situation.
So it's like having a friendship map, knowing who to go to for what.
Exactly. No more of that, why wasn't this person there for me the way I expected? Because you already know. You see where they sit on your periodic table. You understand their strengths, their limitations.
I'm starting to see how this could be super useful.
It's all about setting realistic expectations. Avoiding those misunderstandings that can pop up when you're not on the same page.
This whole time we've been talking about what makes a good friendship. But Como also turns it around and asks, what kind of friend am I?
Gets you thinking, huh? It's easy to focus on what others are doing, but Como wants us to be intentional about what we bring to the table. Are we giving back what we're asking for?
Am I the friend I wish I had? That's a tough question to ask yourself.
It's a good one, though, because at the end of the day, friendships are about more than just taking. It's about being there for each other, being present, being supportive.
It's funny, because we talk about friendships being voluntary, but they don't just happen on their own, do they?
Nope. Takes work, takes understanding, takes putting in the effort.
So, to kind of wrap things up here, How do you think looking at your friendships like a periodic table could actually change how you approach those relationships?
I think it can make a huge difference. You start to appreciate the different flavors of friendship, the different strengths, and you become more intentional about how you nurture those bonds. Which ones need a little more TLC, which ones are already rock solid.
Because even though they're voluntary, we got to put in the effort to keep those connections strong. That's what makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely. It's about putting in the time, the energy, the love, because those connections, they're what make life richer, more meaningful.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into E.B. Como's periodic table of friendship. Hope it's given you some things to think about as you go out there and connect with the people in your life.
Go build those strong bonds and appreciate the ones you already have.
Until next time.